What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about measuring your wealth in ounces, not dollars. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel, almost at 600 subscribers, by the way, for weekly videos. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, obviously we have some precious metal themed gear up for grabs, as well as the brand new limited edition Halloween tees and hoodies. 5 brand new ones, and the 3 classics are back in stock until Halloween. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today, I wanted to talk about something, and if you watched yesterday's video, which by the way I recommend watching, you might want to watch that one before you watch this one. Go check it out and then come back to this video. But in yesterday's video, I briefly mentioned how I try to only measure my wealth in ounces as opposed to dollars. I do not say, here is $100 worth of silver. I say, here are 5 ounces of silver. I don't say, you know, I have $15,000 worth of silver and gold. I say I have X amount of ounces, and there's a reason for that. And I brought it up in yesterday's video. I said that I didn't want to talk too much about it because I would rather dedicate an entire video to talking about it. If you guys have any questions for me regarding what I'm talking about, or any other precious metal or prepping related question, head on down to the comments and ask away. I'd be more than happy to dedicate an entire video to you and answering your question. But the reason I measure my wealth in ounces as opposed to dollars is because I don't view dollars as true money. Many people within the stacking community know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have little to no knowledge regarding precious metals, silver, gold, dollars, money, currency, you might have a hard time understanding this, which is 100% okay, because before I started stacking, a stacker talked to me about this, and I had absolutely no idea. I didn't understand it. About a year after he taught me about silver versus dollars, I began stacking for myself. Shortly after, I finally started to understand what he was telling me over a year ago. So really quick, let me just tell a short story. I started stacking less than 2 years ago. It was the very beginning of 2018. And I would say in the middle of 2016, maybe even earlier, I reconnected with a childhood friend of mine. I had known him throughout elementary school, middle school, and I think it was middle school, he actually moved out of state. So for all 4 years of high school, hadn't seen him. All the years after high school, hadn't seen him. I ended up being able to reconnect with him, and this was around the time that me and a few of my friends had started a business together, and I invited him over to visit New Jersey to check out what we have going on. Maybe I can teach him a little bit about what we're doing, get his thoughts, get his opinions. So he showed up. The group of us hung out for the day. We talked a lot about business, we talked a lot about money, and towards the end, he started telling me that he's not necessarily doing what we're doing to make money. He doesn't have a business of his own, he's not doing that. But what he's doing is preserving his money by converting his dollars into silver. He told me every single week when he gets paid, he goes to a coin shop and he picks up at least 2 ounces of silver and goes home. And I didn't understand this. I didn't get it. I couldn't grasp the concept. I didn't understand the purpose. And he told me that he had been doing this for a couple years and has quite a bit of silver at this point. 2 ounces a week, every week, for years and years and years. So I remember saying to him, how much do you have? And I don't remember the exact number he said. Let's just say 1,000. I said, how much do you have? And he says, about 1,000 ounces. I was like, well, how much is that? And he said, it's 1,000 ounces. What do you mean? I was like, yeah, but like, how much money is that worth? And he told me, it's worth 1,000 ounces. And he looks at me and he's just like, I ask him, what do you mean? He looks at me and says, what do you mean? I was like, well, in dollars. And he was like, who cares? I was like, what do you mean, who cares? You don't care how much money it's worth? And he was like, no. It's worth 1,000 ounces. That's how much money it's worth. If you're going to measure it in dollars, if you're going to measure it in a depreciating currency, if you're going to measure it in a piece of paper that's slowly but surely crumbling on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't make any sense. He told me he doesn't measure his wealth in dollars, because by doing that, you're measuring your wealth in debt, and wealth and debt are not synonymous in any way, shape, or form. And he explained all this to me, and I said, oh, okay, I get it. Truth be told, I didn't get it, didn't understand, had not a clue in the world what he was talking about. I did not get started stacking right away, but about 1.5 years later, I don't know what caused it, but I started thinking about everything that he was telling me about 1.5 years ago. So I went onto this website, you may or may not have heard of it, it's called YouTube, and I started typing in silver coin videos, silver bar videos, stacking silver videos, and I had come across some of the top dog YouTube stackers that there are, and I started absorbing as much information from them as possible. I started to learn as much as possible, and sure enough, right around January of 2018, I officially started stacking, and a couple months later, I started finally understanding why you shouldn't be measuring your wealth in dollars. I started to finally understand the true meaning of wealth, the true meaning of money. I started actually being able to grasp the concept of using and utilizing silver as a hedge against inflation. And I started finally waking up to the fact that the dollar bill is losing its purchasing power. It's diminishing every day. It's going down and down and down. And if you think about it, it sounds pretty stupid to say out loud because of how it's just such common sense, but we don't think about it. What is the dollar? It's a piece of paper with a number printed on it. The only difference between a $1 and a $100 bill is the number that they decided to print on it. There's literally no difference between the two other than that. Is it worth $1? Is it worth $100? If you ask me, I think it would be worth more if they didn't print all that nonsense on it. At least I'd be able to use it as a piece of paper to write something on. It would be of use. Like I said, it sounds a little ridiculous to say out loud, but it's the truth. And I want to know your thoughts, everybody watching this right now. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Do you agree with what I'm talking about? Are you on board with what I'm talking about? Or are you still struggling to understand? Because if you are struggling to understand, it's okay. You actually need to gain experience, and you need to really dive in to fully understand what I'm talking about. I don't think this is something that can be taught just by saying or listening to somebody else's words. It's through experience. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also, make sure to subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Just posted 3 new silver and gold themed vlog style videos, a hidden camera pawn shop integrity test, and the brand new book review video talking about 2 of my favorite money books That channel is almost at 600 subscribers, so please go subscribe. Link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. We got t-shirts and hoodies, a bunch of gear that's raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. The Stack and Don't Look Back t-shirt and hoodie available in both silver and gold, as well as the brand new DYDSS Maple, which was obviously inspired by the Canadian maple leaf, as well as the 3 classic DYDSS Halloween tees and the 5 brand new DYDSS Halloween tees. If you have kids in the family, I promise you they will love them. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments. First and foremost, if you have any questions for me, ask away. I'd be more than happy to dedicate an entire video to you and answering your question. But secondly, what are your thoughts on measuring your wealth in ounces as opposed to dollars? Are you on board? Are you agreeing with me? Are you disagreeing with me? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.